Good afternoon, everyone. Jason here. Today is July 31st, and this is your aftermarket update. So we had an interesting day here in the trading session. We had a good day. Ended up a nice positive number today, but it was a little bit interesting. And in fact, I kind of got tired of waiting for what would have been the trade of the day, and I got stopped out right before, about 25, 30 minutes before the move ends up hitting my target. As we bought the low of the day on the CL and sold the high of the day on the ES. Now, the ES trade worked out for 4 points. I did have a losing CL trade, and then the winning CL trade actually just counterbalanced the losing CL trade. But having said that, and I'll show you what I'm talking about here in just a minute, we had a really nice run up on the CL, like I said, about 20, 30 minutes after I get out of the trade. So we'll talk about that here in just a second. Let's start with the ES today. So first thing I want to show you here on the ES is we had our market maker levels. Let's turn off these here for just a moment. And I want to show you our daily structure signal. So this was our signal area, what we were looking at to try to get into the market here at 24.74 quarter. Now I'm going to show you why I picked this number, kind of the process of elimination that I went through here to get into that. So let's do this. Let's turn off, do I want to turn off all of these drawings? Probably not. Let's just take, yeah, we'll leave this on for a second. Okay, sorry about that. So here is the open. This blue line right here represents the open on the ES here today. And so what I did here, and I'm going to just pull this off and see if I can grab this and pull it off to the side for a second so you can see. All right, so what I was looking for here, the market came down, rallied back up, came back down, and then rallied back up. It was this measurement here, okay? So on this swing high to low, we pulled back up. I wanted to measure that area to get a feel for where we might retrace back up to. So basically, I took these extensions and just measured this swing high to low. And what I was looking for is to see what would make sense. And a lot of times what happens is you get to the 1.27 or the 1.382% retracement. That's kind of what we did here today before the market started coming back down here at the open. Also, this represented a double top up here. And so as the market rallied up into that, we were looking to get short as per our market maker level rules. And that is right here at the daily structure signal. So what happens if the market doesn't go from structure signal to target? You look for it to start to come back down into some of these areas here today. So what I was looking for here, I got in short just underneath this area at the daily structure signal, and we were looking to carry it down to this structure mid down here just below this area and settlement at 70. So I get in at 74 looking for 4 points. I had a 2-point stop, and then the market opens up and comes right down and takes out my target in about 3 bars. Now these are 5-minute bars, so one 15-minute bar took my target out. One of the things that we did talk about, and I did not do this, by the way, just I got 4 points and was happy with that. We talked about the market coming down into this 67 quarter area, maybe even deeper down to 64. And then this was an area, so if you look at this black line here, basically all it did is just took, kind of drew a line across all these areas and said that we could come down into this zone here. I went ahead and took 4 points. I didn't go all the way down to that area, but it is interesting to note that we did bounce off it. Now, what I did look at is this is one of our favorite retracement zones. This red line here represents one of our favorite retracement areas, and it is something that we talk about. It's also offered in the $47 extended trial. We teach you how to measure and get into this particular setup. You'll look right here, the market. If you were in the room today, you'll remember this. My entry was going to be 65 half. It actually comes down to 65 quarter, and that was the low of the day. We tried to buy that area. Once it came down here, though, to 65.75 and then rallied up to 68. So 65.75 to 68 and then came back down. I wasn't that interested in it once because I thought that was the rejection, but little did we know that would have been in one tick and then took us up. And so even though I didn't take this trade today, it is good to know that this is one of your favorite retracement setups right here at this red line. And this is a theme here today. I actually did take the retracement setup on the CL today. So we had one ES trade, 4 points, 2-point stop, a 2-to-1 risk-reward ratio on the ES today. The market did come all the way down. Again, that is also your daily structure signal right down here as well at 67. So some of that made a little bit of sense. That's the low down there today. And then the market comes back up and rallies all the way back up over the structure mid to finish out the day. So we really did catch a big part. In fact, we sold the high today over there on the ES. I'll let you watch that trade of the day video here in just a moment. On the CL today, like I said, I had been stalking this particular setup the entire session at where this red line is. So if you were in the room today, this was also one of our retracement setups up here to 64. We tried to get in short. We talked about the target being 21. It got to 61 and did not let us in. Got to 61 and did not let us in. You can see that we rotated back here around this 51, 52 area for some time. This was an area of interest from the previous day's session on Friday. And then the market comes right down in here. It was in this area where we came down to 22 and then rallied from 22 up to 30. We actually rallied back up to like 35, 36 after we hit that 22 on that 15-minute bar. And then I get in again. And so that was my first CL trade that I took today. We took 3 trades in here. That was my CL trade, my first one. And it ended up losing today because, again, like that ES, I thought that it was not, once it got to within a tick of my entry, I was looking to get long. And if you turn on this 200 period SMA, you'll see that that 200 period SMA was right in that same area. So I ended up trying to get long up here. Then I ended up getting stopped out here and jumped right back in. And I said this to the room. I said, if we come down into that 18 to 14 area, we had a market maker level down around 14, that I was going to turn right back around and get in if it looked like we were going to rally. And it let me in at 21. My target was going to be settlement today, which was up there at 71. It was a 50-tick target. And then the waiting began. So let me show you this. So let me come over here onto this area here. We are going to turn on the secondary level. And settlement was up here today at 71. That was up in this area here. It's kind of hard to see. It's right behind this daily structure mid, but settlement was right there at 71. We'll turn those off. We'll turn these off for a second. We'll leave that revision on there. Okay. And so when the market came down, whoops, see if I can hang on a second here. So when the market came down the first time here, let's see, let's come back into this area here. Sorry about that. Got a little bit, it's a little bit sluggish here right now. Okay, so the market came down here to 22 and then rallied up here to 36. It was on this that I thought, because my initial order was staged long at 21. And once we came down there to 22 and then rallied back up to 36, I took a quick long out of that area because, again, that was right where I thought we'd made it up and over and that was going to be it. Then we got back up over the 200 period SMA, which you can see here. And I ended up getting stopped out. And so once we got back in here, this is the push down into 18. I got back in long at 21. That's where you're going to pick up the OTG trade of the day. The market begins to really just kind of rotate around. And I end up getting out of this thing on a pullback into 35. Let's make sure here. We'll squeeze this in. Let's see what time this actually ends up being. Market comes down. Okay. It was right in this area here. In fact, when we pushed down, I ended up getting out at 35, which was right in this area here, right around 12 noon today, somewhere back in this area. So right around 12 noon. Comes all the way down to 27 and then rallies all the way up today to 50.27 high. So what you'll see here is I actually ended up buying the low of the day, sold the high of the day on the ES, ended up buying the low of the day on the CL. Sadly, I get stopped out at plus 14 ticks before it was right in this chop zone here. And if you were in the room today, you know that we spent a lot of time chopping around. And candidly, there was nothing here to really tell you that big move was going to happen. And so I wanted to basically erase the one losing trade that I had. And that's basically what we told the room. I was going to move that up. And of course, then the market rallies up and away after that. That happens. It is what it is. So I'm going to let you watch the 2 trades of the day here. I'm just let you see me get in on the CL, and I'll fast forward it to when we get taken out at plus 14 ticks. And then I'm going to put some music behind it. Unfortunately, I had done some work on the computer this weekend, and while the video was recorded, the audio portion wasn't. So normally I like to let you hear me get into the trade, and I'll talk about where the stops and the targets are and all that kind of stuff, and then we'll go into the music. Well, today we're just going to go right into the music portion of it today. I'll put some notes on it so you can see where we got in, where the stops were, etc. And then you can at least see how the trades ended up playing out. So what ended up being a nice day, could have been a really nice day were it not for a few hiccups along the way, and that happens sometimes in trading. So I'm going to let you watch those OTG trades of the day. Like I said, no audio, you're not going to hear my voice, you're just going to hear the music. So without further ado, here are the OTG trades of the day. All right, so you saw that I got tagged out 14 ticks times 2 lots right in this area here at 35, right before the market did its thing, right? Let's see here, we'll just measure. We'll measure this out. Now, I wouldn't have gotten all of this because my target was going to be 71, but it comes down almost immediately and rallies all the way up here for 113 ticks. So we bought the low of the day. We had the right idea on the target at 71. That was settlement. But yeah, it got triggered out, and that's the way it goes sometimes. But overall, it was a really good day here at the Oil Trading Group, and we'll be back at it again tomorrow. It is summertime trading, so the moves are a little bit disjointed. Sometimes they happen at different intervals in the day, but we will be stalking our opportunities tomorrow, so we invite you to join us. If you haven't already taken a free trial with us here, we invite you to come in and do a free trial with us here tomorrow. So again, as always, I want to say thank you for watching the videos here at the Oil Trading Group, and until next time, I want to wish you good luck and good trading.